The tennis world had been watching. The draw had been brutal. The path had been treacherous. Olympic gold medalist Chen Qinwen in the first round. Defending champion Lila Fernandez in the second. World No. 10 Elina Svitolina in the quarterfinals. Four-time Grand Slam champion Naomi Osaka in the semifinals. And now, in the final, the biggest of all. Jessica Pegula. World No. 3. The top seed in Washington. The woman who had beaten Eala in the Miami Open semifinals just over a year ago. The veteran who had won 11 titles and was chasing her third of the year. The American who had openly admitted that she expected the crowd to be overwhelmingly against her. But Alex Eala had other plans. From the very first point, it was clear that this would not be the match everyone expected. Eala didn't just compete. She dominated. She dictated. She dismantled the world No. 3 with a performance so clinical, so composed, that the tennis world was left gasping for breath. The scoreline read 6-3, 6-2. The match lasted just 79 minutes. The Filipina sensation had beaten yet another former top 10 player. She had won her first WTA Tour title. She had climbed to a career-high ranking of World No. 20. And the Philippines erupted. This is the story of how a 21-year-old from Quezon City shocked the tennis world, won the historic WTA Open WTA title, and brought a country of 110 million people to its feet. To understand the magnitude of Eala's victory over Pegula, you have to understand the gauntlet she had just run. The Mubadala DC Open was supposed to be a chin-up. A chance to adjust to hard courts before the US Open. A chance to build momentum. A chance to prove that her Wimbledon run was not a fluke. Instead, it became a statement. In the first round, Eala faced Olympic champion Chen Qinwen, the woman who had beaten her at the 2023 Asian Games, the only player in the entire tournament to take a set off the eventual gold medalist. Down a set and a break, Eala stormed back to win 7 consecutive games and sealed the victory 4-6, 6, 4-6, Eden. Then came defending champion Lila Fernandez. The Canadian star had beaten Eala in Stuttgart just months earlier. Fernandez took control of the second set, racing to a 5-Eden lead. It was over. Or so everyone thought. Eala didn't just come back, she dominated. She won the second set in a tie-break and sealed the match 6-2, 7, 6-Eden. And then came the quarterfinal against Elina Svitolina, the World No. 10 and second seed. The Ukrainian had reached multiple Grand Slam semifinals and won 20 WTA titles. But Eala had beaten her before, at the Berlin Open. And she beat her again, dismantling Svitolina 6-3, 6-4. The semifinal brought Naomi Osaka, the four-time Grand Slam champion and former World No. 8. The match lasted just 76 minutes. Osaka committed 34 unforced errors, including 5 double faults, while Eala remained remarkably composed with only 18 unforced errors and just 1 double fault. The scoreline read 6-4, 6-2. Eala had now beaten 6 top 10 opponents in 2026 alone. She had reached her first WTA final. She had proven that she was not just a grass court specialist. She could win on any surface. She could beat anyone. But the biggest was yet to come. Jessica Pegula was waiting in the final. The World No. 3. The top seed. The veteran who had won 11 WTA titles and was chasing her third of the year. She had beaten Eala in the Miami Open semifinals last year, 7-6-3, 7-6-3. But Eala was a different player than the one who had faced Pegula in Miami. She had grown. She had evolved. She had beaten Grand Slam champions. She had climbed to World No. 28. She had become the biggest draw in women's tennis. I think she's gained a lot of experience and confidence since last time I played her, Pegula had said before the match. Now she's got her feet under her. A little bit more time on tour, a lot of different things. So, it's going to be a tough match. From the very first point, it was clear that this would be a battle. Eala broke Pegula early. She dictated volleys with her variety and composure. She served with authority, landing 7 of her first serves and winning crucial points under pressure. Pegula fought back, as champions do, but Eala never allowed her to gain momentum. the statistics told the story of Eala's dominance. She converted 4 of 8 breakpoints. She won 3 of the points on her first serve. She committed only 16 unforced errors while forcing Pegula into 28. She was cleaner. She was calmer. She was simply better. The final score, 6-3, 6-2. The match lasted just 79 minutes. The Filipina sensation had known it. She had won her first WTA Tour title. Eala's victory in Washington was more than just a win. It was a milestone that redefined Philippine tennis history. The victory earned her 500 ranking points, pushing her to a new career height of world no 20. She had entered the tournament at no 28 and climbed 8 spots in a single week. She had guaranteed herself a spot in the top 20 for the first time in her career. The prize money was also historic. The champion's purse of 252,000 approximately 15.4 million was the largest payday of her career. She had already been guaranteed 155,000 as a finalist, but the victory nearly doubled that amount. I think I just have to trust myself. I'm in the final for a reason. Jessica is also in the final for a reason, so I think it's going to be a really good match, Eala had said before the final. And she was right. But she had proven that she belonged among the world's elite. Eala had now beaten 6 top 10 opponents in 2026 alone. She had become the first Filipino to reach a WTA 500 final, and now, the first to win one. She had proven that her Wimbledon run was not a fluke. Back home in the Philippines, the celebrations were immediate and overwhelming. Social media exploded with congratulatory messages. News outlets across the country ran headlines declaring her a hero. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., who had hosted Eala at Malacanang Palace just weeks earlier, was among the first to congratulate her. The entire nation of 110 million people was united in celebration. Filipino fans in Washington had packed the stands, waving Philippine flags and chanting her name. They had come from Maryland, from Virginia, from all across the East Coast. They had waited for hours. They had believed in their hero. And she had delivered. I can't even describe how much this means, Eala said after the match. But this isn't the end. There's still so much more to do. The words were a reminder that Eala was not content to stop at one title. She was already looking ahead. Eala's victory in Washington was the culmination of a journey that had begun on the cracked courts of Quezon City. It was the reward for years of sacrifice, years of struggle, years of being told she couldn't do it. But it was also just the beginning. With her new ranking of World No 20, Eala will be seeded for the US Open, the final Grand Slam of the year. She enters the tournament as one of the favorites, with the confidence of a champion, and the support of a nation behind her. I don't want to be remembered as just a tennis player, Eala had said earlier this year. I want to be remembered as someone who made a difference. She is already making that difference. From the cracked courts of Quezon City to the top 20 in the world. From a 39-year-old girl alone in Spain to a WTA champion celebrated by presidents and adored by millions. From being told she couldn't do it to standing on the brink of history. Alex Eala has defied every expectation. And she's just getting started. Leben lang. Always. And remember, on RallyVerse, we bring you the stories that define the sport, the drama, the victories, the moments that change everything. Stay tuned for more.